Twilight Zone, the movie, is based off the television show that ran for 5 seasons. I haven't seen any episodes of the Twilight Zone. But if you're a fan of The Simpsons, they definitely reference that a lot. Even like, everyone knows about the episode where there's like a nuclear war and there's this loner guy who's like, oh, it's okay, I have books to read. Then he breaks his glasses by accident, so he's like, no. So Twilight Zone definitely has up there in terms of pop culture. So I decided to check out the movie for a research project I have to do. Essentially, the opening sequence stars Dan Aykroyd and Albert Brooks driving down the road. It's just like an intro thing, not very good. But then John Landis directs the first segment. It's a pretty interesting one. It's about a racist who's mad at his coworker who's Jewish, who got the promotion. He doesn't seem to like anyone who's not American and white. And then when he leaves the bar, he finds himself in World War II. And the Nazis don't like him because he can't speak German. They think he's a Jew. They chase him around. It's a really interesting concept. Really dark. I like that segment. The second segment wasn't that interesting. It was Steven Spielberg. He directed one called Kick the Can. Scatman Crothers plays a magical old man who shows up at old folks' homes and gives people their youth for a night. That's pretty much it. I mean, it's more of a wondrous sort of fun one, but I didn't really like it. The third segment was really interesting as well. It's called, I forget what it's called, but it's directed by Joe Dante. It's about a young woman drifter. She's looking for something when she ends up accidentally running over a little boy in his car, with her car. So she gives him a ride home, and the family is really fake and weird, and she really can't put her finger on it, but something's really weird. The house is messed up, and the family is really overly enthusiastic. And then we found out the boy, if he has powers, and he can, if he wishes something, it happens. So the family that's around him, they're very on nails all the time, because if he wishes them to die, they'll die. And he makes them eat peanut butter burgers every day because that's his favorite. They hate that, but they don't say anything. And the boy's upset that people are afraid of him because he has these powers, but he's also got the, grim mind of a child, So eventually it winds up to an interesting sort of ending. That segment's probably my second least favorite. And then the final segment is a remake of a popular one that was even parodied on The Simpsons. It was the Terror at 30,000 Feet. John Lithgow is John Valentine. This one's directed by George Miller. He's basically frightened, and he's sitting, he's already afraid of flying, and he's in the booth in an airplane, and he thinks he sees a gremlin or something on the wing of the plane destroying an engine. The pilot says that it's simply lightning that struck the 1 out of 4 engines, but to calm down. And then he keeps trying to calm down, but then the creature keeps destroying more engines, and he gets more terrified, and the people don't see, and he keeps trying to prove it. It's a really good balance of terror and suspense, because you're not sure if this guy's crazy or not, right? I mean, no one else can see the creature, really good ending. So out of all the segments, it's an anthology movie, so some segments are going to be better than others. My least favorite was definitely the Kick the Can. My favorite probably being the first one, and then I'd probably say tied for the third and fourth segment. So the Twilight Zone movie is a really interesting exercise. I haven't seen the show. I probably would watch it eventually. So I give Twilight Zone, the movie, a 6.5 out of 10.